Wrestling.
Millington Memorial Stadium, Mooney Boswell Field, and the M&M Bowl, brought to you by Ritter Communications. Chad Gatlin with Brandon Reed here for the 82nd meeting between these two schools that are just down the highway from each other, the 39th straight meeting for these schools, and this is the longest streak in Metro Shelby County between two schools. They call it the M&M Bowl, named it that in 1999 to add a little pizzazz, and it is the second game of the season for both schools. Both schools coming off of a loss last week. Munford losing to Covington 41-8. The score doesn't tell the whole story. They began the game on good footing, took the lead 8-0, still held the lead 8-7 through most of the first half, but then Covington's rushing attack proved to be too much for the Cougars, and they succumbed 41-8. The Trojans lost in overtime last week in an exciting game against Kirby. They were down 18-15 in the fourth quarter, but kicker Chase Michael put a 24-yard field goal through with 23 seconds left in the game to send it to overtime, but in overtime it was not meant to be. The Kirby Cougars defeated the Millington Trojans 24-18. Brandon, we're looking forward to a good game here in the M&M Bowl tonight. Millington much improved over last year's squad, another year under the belt for quarterback McCoy Pugh, and Munford boasting a quarterback that already has Division I scholarship offers as a sophomore. Both teams running a spread offense should see a good game here and potentially a high-scoring affair.
Yeah, and a fortunate thing about last week shows us, Millington dropped a tough game to Kirby in overtime. First game Kirby has played since 2019, so good that a lot of these teams are actually getting back into football. And Kirby's traditionally been very good over the last several years, too. They had a powerhouse running back last week or this year and a really big quarterback as well. So that was a pretty good performance in my eyes by Millington, because Kirby is a legit team and has been for years. And, of course, Covington seems to always be getting the best of Munford for the season kickoff the last few years.
And here we go. The M&M Bowl is underway for 2021, and the kickoff is taken at about the 45, the 35, pushed up to the 40 for Millington. They'll start on offense. We'll see quarterback McCoy Pugh. Last week, 50% completion percentage, 13-26, 144 yards, 1 touchdown, but 3 picks. But it just shows that they're not afraid to put the ball in his hands and let it fly and let him get that confidence.
We didn't see very many passing attempts in the Munford game we had last week. I count them on your hand, I think, both teams combined.
Absolutely the workhorse for the Munford offense, Avik White, the running back. Player to watch on defense here for Munford, as has been the case for the last several years, Akarius Hodgen, an incredible defensive back, last year's 8-5A Defensive Player of the Year, and an interception machine. And we've got a little bit of a delay here as the head referee comes to the sideline. Looks like it may be some sort of a timekeeping issue on the field. And now they are signaling something up to the booth, trying to get that straightened out. The clock was incorrect. They'll put the clock back at 11:52. And now we are ready to get the first offensive play underway for the Millington Trojans. Spread formation. Receiver in motion, fakes the handoff to him, then hands it off to the running back. Fumble on the play. It looks like Millington may have been able to recover that one. That is Garrett Haley heads up to keep possession for the Trojans after James Tupker coughed the ball up on a handoff.
Yeah, I'm sorry I was slow getting the replay.
Jaden Williams.
We're actually running a pretty short crew tonight, Chad. So we're multitasking here. And also want to take a shout out real quick and just thoughts and prayers to one of our camera guys, Richard Self. He's in the hospital right now, and his wife is as well. So we hope he gets better. He's really been with us the last few years here at Tubetown. And we just want to send thoughts and prayers his way and see you back out here soon, buddy.
Absolutely, Richard. Get well soon. We miss you out here. It's another issue with the timekeeping. And
really slow start of this game.
Headed back on the field. Hard to get any momentum for anyone, although Millington may want to take a breath after that fumble. Pugh in the backfield. Williams to his right, got two receivers, one each side, and then he hands the ball off up the middle. It's another fumble. Another fumble by Jaden Williams. Jaden Williams, 2 plays handoff to Jaden Williams, 2 plays. He coughed the ball up. He didn't really handle the exchange that well that time, but they were able to advance it to a 3rd and 1 by him being able to recover his own fumble. So not a bad result for the Trojans, but not what you want to see from your team early.
Nope. And nice, clear, dry night tonight, so you have to put wraps on the ball.
They're going to give it to him again, but the Munford defense is going to come up big, tackle him for a 1-yard loss and make it 4th down. Landon Deere, the lead man, in on that tackle for the Cougars. Fourth and 2, really long 2, close to 3 here for the Trojans. In the gun is Pugh. He's got 3 receivers. Sends one in motion, fakes the handoff to him, keeps it himself, runs it up the middle, makes a man miss, and gets out to the 40-yard line for the first down. McCoy Pugh.
That was a great cutback here. As you can see in the replay, that move right there got him about 10 yards.
Absolutely. Got back to the secondary, and in on the tackle there was Ikarius Hodgen, last year's, as we said, 8-5A Defensive Player of the Year. Pugh in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. He's going to hand the ball off of the tackle. Here it goes. Millington, they are first down and more, about a 12-yard gain for Khalid Green there. Just a off-tackle run. Good blocking up front, and Green able to pick up the first down for the Trojans. Now they're rolling.
And after putting the ball on the ground the first 2 plays of the series, they're really getting it together now.
Pugh gets the play from the sideline, lets the receivers know what the call is. In the shotgun, got 2 receivers right, going to hand it off on a draw. Then he's going to kick it outside. It's going to be Green again. Green's going to go all the way to the sideline, make a couple of men miss, and then scoot around, and it is going to be a gain of 11 and another Trojans first down.
Khalid Green just kind of scooted to the outside and danced around. You're going to have to be more aggressive cutting out that outside if you're Munford.
Delayed handoff on the draw, and then he decided to bounce it outside off of the end and took it all the way to the sideline, bringing everybody along with him and able to just move it up for 11 yards. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, 1 right, 1 man in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off. Another running back sees a touch for Millington. It's about a 3-yard gain for Javion Todd. Millington showing a stable of running backs in this game. That's what killed Munford last week against Covington. Eventually was the stable of running backs they could keep throwing at them. They always had a fresh man.
Doesn't that always seem like Covington MO, though?
It has been for years. It's what's gotten them ranked number 2 in the state right now. Pugh calls a man in motion. He's keeping it himself. It's going to be a draw, but he decides to try to go to the outside. No luck there. Tackled at the line of scrimmage by who else? Akarius Hodgen.
Yeah, that was a nice cut down right there to prevent that from going anywhere.
3rd and about 7 now for the Trojans. Inside the 20-yard line.
And with a solid kicker already in field goal range, you can come away with this drive with points. Cannot lose the ball here.
Absolutely. Kicker Chris Michael took the game in overtime last time. He's an absolutely reliable kicker for them. Pugh looks to pass. He's going to throw, but he's going to way overthrow. Looks like a little miscommunication there with receiver Garrett Haley. Receiver Garrett Haley looked like he was on a stop route. Pugh was looking for him to run the out.
He had Javion Todd on the out as well. Javion Todd may have been a little bit more wide open.
And so it'll be 4th down, but the offense will stay on the no, Chris Michael. Kicker Chris Michael is out. I got fooled because McCoy Pugh was there, but McCoy Pugh will be the holder for kicker Chris Michael. Chris Michael, sure-footed as they come. Chase Michael, I keep saying Chris Michael, that is the coach. Chase Michael, the sophomore, the kicker. Oh, and the kick is blocked. The kick is blocked, and it is picked up by a Millington player, but it will not get to the 1st down. And that looked like it was Hunter Gill. Hunter Gill in to get the block for Munford.
That kick seemed, they were running down on the play clock. He got that off with only like 4 seconds left, so that was slightly rushed, and Munford blitzed it.
It did look a little rushed. It looked like Chase Michael was caught a little off guard with the snap there and had to shorten his stance. And he saw the man coming. Nothing he could do, though. Great play by Hunter Gill to get the block and flip the field here. All right, handoff up the middle. Avik White, he will get it about 6 yards there for the workhorse running back for Munford as he takes the handoff and goes up the middle from quarterback Jordan Bell. So Bell in the shotgun, takes a snap. He's going to throw to his right, got a man, and he's going to catch the ball and get the 1st down and more, about a 15-yard gain there for
Tristan
Bohannon.
Yeah, he was wide open. He had 10 yards of space either direction he wanted to run. And so a little bit of a rocky first series for the Trojans, because I'll be honest with you, Chad, I was ready to put 3 on the board for the Trojans.
And that is what Munford wants to do. They want to get comfortable with Jordan Bell throwing the ball. They see a lot of potential in this young man, and they did not really utilize the throwing game a lot last week, and it was not to great success when they did. But they do believe in the potential of this young man at quarterback, 6'2", 180-pound sophomore Jordan Bell. He's got 2 receivers right. He's in the shotgun. Got Avik White to his left. He'll hand the ball off to White. White will stutter step and then move. He gets out about 5 yards before he's brought down by a couple of Millington defenders. Javion Todd, in on the tackle there for the Trojans. Avik White with his 2nd carry of the game, 2nd and 5 from the 40-yard line. Bell takes the snap, hands it off to White again. White straight up the middle again is tackled short of the 1st down, gain of about 3. In on the tackle there.
3rd and about 1.5 or so.
Looked like Stephen Kendrick getting a hand on him there. And moving quickly, hand off to White again. He's up the middle again, and a run of about 9 yards there for White, as it was just a well-blocked play, and they're moving pretty fast here on offense in the hurry-up.
And there was no hesitation on what they were doing on that play. They knew exactly what they were going to do to get that last 2 yards.
Stacked receivers right. Bell takes it, hands it off to White again. Why not? It's working. 3 yards right up the middle. Avik White.
Yeah, talking with some of the Millington staff before the game, something that they kind of been a little bit of Achilles heel for Millington is tackling. You're going to have to tackle, but this is more of a push up front right now going on.
Absolutely. Handoff again. This time it's number 19, Aubrey Durham. handling the ball for Munford, and he will get the first down. It's about an 8-yard gain, and here comes Munford on the Trojan side of the field at the 45-yard line. Hurry up offense, and he'll throw it. It goes out once again to Bohannon. Bohannon catches the ball and gains about 5 on that play.
Methodical drive here.
Bell 2 for 2 in the air so far. And back to the line already, moving quickly. Munford is going to strike, and now Millington says, we can't do this anymore. We're going to call a timeout and try to stop some of this momentum from these Munford Cougars. We'll take a timeout with them. You're watching football on Ritter Communications.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Back here at Mooney Boswell Field in Millington, M&M Bowl 2021 version. 82nd meeting of these two teams. Millington drove it all the way down the field, but a blocked field goal for the Cougars gave them the ball, and now they're on a march of their own. It's 2nd and 2 from the 27-yard line for the Cougars as Jordan Bell's in the shotgun. Got 2 receivers right, 1 to his left, man in the backfield. He will fake the handoff to White, and he will throw. There's a man wide open, but it goes and is caught, and it is a touchdown. And that is, I believe, Mason Maddle. Mason Maddle with the catch for the Cougars and a Ritter Communications touchdown.
Well, what's funny is I was looking at another guy. I'm sorry I didn't catch the number, but there was someone else waiting for the ball to come down on the right side of the end zone as well.
Yeah, I believe it was Jace Hodgen, and I thought that's who the pass was going to from here because he was wide open.
It looked like he was waiting on it, but it actually wasn't intended for him.
Cougars will go for 2 here. Alvick White will do a hot pass, and it goes to Hunter Gill. And Hunter Gill, after blocking a field goal, gets a 2-point conversion attempt after the pass from Alvick White. And the Cougars are out to an 8-0 lead in the 2021 M&M Bowl. We'll take a timeout and be right back. You're watching Munford football on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Get up on the next one. Welcome back to Millington. We just watched the Munford Cougars score the first touchdown of the game. The first score of the game was a pass from Jordan Barnes for over 20 yards. And Jordan Bell was able to find Mason Maddle in the end zone, and Mason Maddle catching it over a Millington defender, hanging on to the ball, and a touchdown. And then the 2-point conversion where Alvick White takes the direct snap, does a jump pass, and finds Hunter Gill for the 2-point conversion. They're up 8-0. Hunter Gill having a big game already with a blocked field goal and now a 2-point conversion. But don't neglect the catch that Maddle made over the Millington defender.
That ball hung a little bit. The sun finally setting down so we can see a little bit better out here at Mooney Boswell.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the toughest stadiums we have because the press box faces west. Directly,
yeah. I was going to say right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
So shout out to our camera guy, Nathan Taylor, for surviving that early sunstorm.
Handling the kickoff duties for Munford is number 14, who I don't have on my roster. And here we go,
Braxton
Trojans.
Brown.
And the Trojans will take a fair catch at the 25-yard line. And that is where the ball will be spotted, and Trojans will start their second drive of the game. Last week, McCoy Pugh was able to hook up with Brandon Warner for a 57-yard touchdown. Warner, one of the players to watch on the Trojans offense, wearing that number 15 jersey. You see him out there. He is wide left right now. There's a man wide right as well, one in the backfield and an offset tight end. The man goes in motion, and it's a handoff up the middle, and it will go nowhere for the Trojans. It'll be 2nd and 10 now, as the Munford defense was ready for Javion Ty. Big stop up front for DJ Vassar and Xavier Russell combining on the stop there. 2nd and 10 now. Pugh in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking to pass, sees a man on the middle on the slant route. It is Warner, but unable to complete it. Warner was covered up, kind of lucky that that one fell to the ground. And now it will be 3rd and 10 for the Trojans. Pugh getting the call from the sideline. Got Cleek Green in the backfield. 3 receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking for a man. It is Cortland Barnes, and it is well overthrown. He will not get it. That'll bring up 4th and 10, and presumably a punt for the Millington Trojans.
That was a dangerous pass, but everyone was covered right there. It was a nice rollout. You had some space if you're the quarterback, but everyone was covered downfield.
And into the game to punt, Chase Michael. Had the field goal blocked in the earlier drive, just looking to put the Cougars in the worst field position that they can from where they are at the 25. And a flag now before the snap as we wait on the referee calling a, I have no idea. I don't know what that
something didn't
means.
look like with Munford or Millington getting that set up. They had a late runoff. They just weren't quite prepared to fully kick that.
5-yard penalty nonetheless will back up Michael. He'll have to kick it from further, and he takes the snap, bobbles it a little bit, but able to get the kick off. And it's about a 27-yard kick, fair caught by Akarius Hodgen at the 47, and Munford will get it on the Trojan side of the field and get an attempt to go up 2 scores early in this M&M Bowl.
Yeah, they're getting it back in pretty good field position here with 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Yeah, they pretty much imposed their will in that first drive.
Bell's going to be in the shotgun. Got Avik White in the backfield with him. Got 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Going to hand the ball off to White. It's going to be stopped in the backfield. He's going to go down. It's going to be a 1-yard loss with forward progress. And that was a heads-up play, big-time play from Cleek Green. Able to get right through those linemen and get on to Avik White. They're going to be 2nd and 11. From the 47. Bell takes the snap, hands it off to White. No, he keeps it himself. He rolls to the outside, makes 1 2-man miss, and then goes outside. They're going to say he went out of bounds at about the 38. So it looks like now that'll bring up a 3rd and 2. And they're back to the line already. Bell takes the snap, looks to his left and runs to his right. He's going to keep it. He gets about a yard out of it. It'll be 4th and 1 now for the Cougars.
That was a great cut down as well because he had the speed to get there, but he was cut down. Looks like his number, I couldn't see the number right there, but 14.
Yeah, that would be Alejandro Gutierrez on the tackle for the Trojans. They're going to go for it. 4th and 1, shotgun. Bell got 3 receivers. Hodgen is out to his left. Jace Hodgen out to his left. Ikarius Hodgen out to his right. And he's also got number 10, who I don't have on my roster. And he hands it off to White. White's going to try to get it. He looks like he will get there. He'll get a little more than necessary for the first down, and they will move the sticks. And it will be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line for the Cougars.
Well, they didn't get that by much, but I like the 2 outside runs on the prior, the 2nd and 3rd down play, because Millington is preparing to try to push better up front because that's what Munford has been doing. So good job of Munford to mix it up.
All right, Bell on the option. He decides to hang on to it, goes ahead and runs it, and he cuts to the outside after getting to the linebacking core, makes the play last a little bit longer, gets 11 yards on the run. Going to be another first down. Ritter Communications first down for the Munford Cougars. And now Bell takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. This time it's going to be stopped in the backfield. That's going to be a 2-yard loss for the Cougars.
Number 70, he ended up on his back, Nathan Tuggle. That allowed the pressure by Millington.
All right, he drops the snap, but he picks it back up and is able to throw it, gets it completed, and he makes a man, breaks the tackle, gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. Jeremiah Davis catching it, rips the tackler off his shoulders and goes into the end zone for the Munford Cougars score.
Yeah, pretty good start to this first quarter for Munford.
Braxton Brown on for the extra point. Now he's off. He's out at receiver, and they're going to go for 2 again.
And as I mentioned earlier, that was a missed tackle. That was a missed tackle, which spring that touchdown.
Throw for 2 is intercepted. They're going to call it a dead ball. And interception there by Cortland Barnes. Ill-advised throw by Ben Cerniglia. And then Barnes able to pick that one off. I thought you could return 2-point conversions, but they blew the play dead. And now we'll get a Munford kickoff. It is 14-0 with 1:15 left in the first quarter. We'll be right back on Ritter Communications.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
And we're back here in Millington as Munford has just improved their lead to 14-0 off of the pass from Jordan Bell to find his man in the end zone for the touchdown.
So as much success as they're having gashing up the middle, the 2 passing TDs here so far.
And it's a short kickoff, going to be fielded at about 35. It's lost. He bobbles it. He has to pick it up. It hits the ground. He has to catch it on the bounce. It goes right through his arms the first time. He will get a couple of yards out of the return. Munford will start their drive on the 29.
He was looking at the lane he had and took his eye off the ball because he had a little bit of space. But you got to make those decisions quickly.
Why is Munford kicking it off short, you might ask? Well, that is because Cortland Barnes of the Trojans last week averaged 42.5 yards on kickoff returns. They do not want to kick it to Barnes. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 29 for the Trojans. McCoy Pugh sends a man in motion, and now a flag. Looks like it's going to be illegal motion against the Trojans. And that'll back them up 5 yards, and we'll do it again.
Not a crisp start for the Trojans here in the M&M Bowl. What would the 80-something edition? 80th, 86th?
82nd. Had to look at my notes. And taking off with the run, he'll get about a half yard there. Does Pugh. Tries to run to the outside. There's just nothing there. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 14 now for the Trojans, as Pugh gets the play from the sideline. They'll have Jaden Williams in the backfield with him. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. There's the snap. He's looking right and throws. It is bobbled and caught and lost and recovered by Cortland Barnes. Gain of 5 on the play. It is definitely caught, possessed, stripped by none other than Hunter Gill, having the game of his life tonight. But it is recovered by Cortland Barnes, and now we've got a 3rd and 13 for the Trojans.
And that's the end of the first quarter.
End of the first quarter here with Munford leading Millington 14-0 in the 82nd M&M Bowl. We'll be right back with more Munford Cougar football on Ritter.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Nice night. Nice crowd here in Millington, although this is usually a much bigger festival, if not, outside of COVID, protocols.
Yeah, COVID protocols are a little difficult to overcome, especially with the differences in between the two counties here. A lot of people not sure what to do, honestly, in these times, but at least we have football this year. And as we get to the other side of the field, now Munford decides they want to take a timeout and talk this one over. It's a 3rd and 13 for the Trojans. And we'll step aside for another 30 seconds and let them talk it over, and we'll bring it back right here with Munford football on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Back here in Millington for the M&M Bowl, the Cougars lead 14-0 at the beginning of the second quarter. And it will start with the 3rd and 13 for the Millington Trojans. McCoy Pugh, they're not afraid to throw with him, and you can just about guarantee that's going to be the play call here. He's got 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, 1 man in the backfield, calls a man in motion now. Takes the snap, looks left, now looks right, finds his man. He catches it at the line of scrimmage, but it's only going to be for about 4 yards, as Munford is right there for the stop. Defensive back Mason Mattel, who scored a touchdown earlier on offense, was there to stop Cortland Barnes. Nicely designed play, just wasn't open. Now it's 4th and 7, and the Trojans are going to go for it. No, they're going to fake the punt. Now punt it. Just that was a strange play. I know I seemed at a loss for words there, but I don't know exactly. I don't think the players knew if it was a live ball or not, and I didn't either. The punter received the snap, had a man coming in on him, thought about running it, decided he got past the potential tackler, decided to kick it. It went almost nowhere. I thought it had been blocked and was potentially a live ball, and I think Millington may have thought that at first. No one quite knew what to do, and then finally one of the Millington players picked it up, and it was whistled dead, and it ends up in Munford with great field position at the 40-yard line. So here's Jordan Bell again. He'll take the snap, fakes the handoff to White, looking to his left now, finds a man in the middle and off of the fingertips of Tristan Bohannon. He had him, and that was just unable to be pulled in.
Look at this throw in the replay, though. That was on a dime.
Oh, that was right on the money. Bohannon has got to be beating himself up for not catching that one. Had an inside step on the defender. Great throw by Bell. 2nd and 10, though, is the result from the 40-yard line. There's the snap, handoff to White. White runs it off tackle. He will get about 11 yards in the first down, gets it down to the 29 for the Cougars, and a Ritter Communications first down. Munford's workhorse back last week, carried it 23 times for 79 yards, averaged over 4 yards a carry. Unable to punch it in. The lone touchdown for Munford came from Jordan Bell carrying the ball. Alvick White with the handoff again, going to get about 2 or 3, looks like about 2 there on the carry, down to the 26-yard line.
This is about the spot on the field where they've been hitting them with the over-the-top pass the last 2 touchdowns.
2nd and 7 now for the Cougars. Bell in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to White. White stopped in the backfield, going to take it back to the original line of scrimmage there.
That was good pressure up front. I see 5.65 or 6.65 for Millington.
They're going to give him forward progress to the 28, so officially only a loss of 1. And a 3rd and 9 now for the Cougars. Here's Bell with the snap, fakes the handoff, now looking to throw deep. He's got a man with a step on the defender, and it is caught and dropped, but it was out of bounds anyway. Pass intended for Mason Mattel, but Mattel was just a little too far on the outside to be able to make that catch inbounds anyway. He put hands on the ball, but then dropped it. He wanted a flag for interference, but it was really just good defense.
Yeah, that may not have been a great matchup, but I still think that was a great throw.
It was a good throw. Dan Yarbrough, good coverage on the play, though, as well, as Bell takes the snap on 4th down. He's going to throw. He's going for the end zone, and he finds a man, and it is dropped. And there is a flag, though. I believe it's going to be pass interference in the end zone. That's going to be Brandon Warner with the call against him.
Here.
And absolutely, Warner puts the hand on the face mask. And Dalvian Dickerson drawing the foul there. And now they will march the ball up. They were lining up around the original marker, but I believe they'll get the ball on the 1-yard line here.
The defender was kind of caught there, didn't know what to do. He knew he was in bad position the way that throw was coming in.
They're assessing the penalty half the distance to the goal at the 18-yard line. I thought the rule was interference in the end zone places the ball at the 1. And they're still talking it over, the refs. It seems like there's a little bit of confusion. Now the sticks are finally moving. That's what we're waiting on right now is for the first down marker
first down
to choose. It will be 1st and 10 from the 14. Ritter Communications first down for the Cougars. And Bell will fake the handoff. He runs around the backfield being chased down. He'll make the man miss. He'll make another man miss. Take it to the outside, tuck it in and run and get it to the pylon. And a touchdown by Jordan Bell. Jordan Bell almost caught in the backfield, able to turn it into a scramble for a touchdown using those long legs, Brandon.
That was a nice cut to the outside right there. And we didn't see all of this from Munford last week. Now, they look very elusive, and they're really mixing up the play calls very well.
Well, and it just shows you, when you get such a mismatch like a top state team like Covington, it's hard to judge a team playing. And the first game with Jordan Bell at quarterback working out kinks, but they look like they've got it all worked out now as we get a flag on the 2-point conversion attempt. That's going to go against Millington. That's just going to move it up to the 1-yard line there. It's an offside penalty, encroachment.
Now, this is going to be a tough challenge for Millington the rest of the way, down by 3 scores. 3 touchdowns, plus Munford is really coming at you a lot of different ways. With Alvik White up the middle, Bell scrambling out, throwing across the middle.
Direct snap and a carry up the middle for the 2-point conversion, and it is good. Carry was by, I believe, I don't have 68 on my roster, but I believe it was one of the big men carrying the ball in for the 2-point conversion there. And Munford now leads this game 22-0 in the M&M Bowl, looking like they're on their way to the 7th straight win here in the M&M Bowl for Munford as we step aside with 9:15 left to go in the half on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Back here in Millington for the M&M Bowl, Munford leading 22-0, 9:15 left to go in the half. And Brandon, I got to do some more studying up on the rules. It seems like every week the refs are calling something that I wasn't familiar with the way the rule worked. Maybe watching a little too much college football.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Chad. You just watch too much football in general, and I'm guilty of the same thing. You have to know different rules, every level of football you watch.
Short kickoff again, just trying to keep it away from Barnes. Fair caught at the 30 for the Trojans by Joseph Tupker.
So I tell you, if we were on another level of football, that 2-point conversion interception would have been gone the other way for 2 points.
Yeah, absolutely, and they would have gotten the ball at the 1-yard line on the penalty in the end zone. So, speaking of college football, comes back tomorrow. I know everybody's excited for that. You've got potential guys going to be playing on Saturdays on the field today, including Munford quarterback Jordan Bell, who already has an offer from Eastern Kentucky. We'll watch Pugh in the backfield here. Take the snap. He's got 4 receivers out. Going to throw it to the back in the backfield. He's got plenty of room to run. Makes a man miss. And now he's wide open in the field. Down to the 30, 25, 20, 15. And drugged down by Akarius Hodgin. Touchdown saving tackle on number 20. That is Jaden Williams. Akarius Hodgin almost, he tried to strip the ball. It was a great tackle by Hodgin, able to bring him down at the 10-yard line. But what a great run, catching it out of the backfield there for Jaden Williams. It was 4 receivers out, completely fooled the defense as Pugh hits Williams in the backfield. He's got open field to run, has to make one man miss, and he does. And now Pugh moving quickly, gonna hand it off up the middle, and the Trojans now with a head of steam and saying, don't put us away so early. 8-yard gain on the carry there for Javion Todd. Trojans aren't going to go away in this first half.
They're running it quick now, too.
Second down handoff, and it's Todd again. Todd will get about 1.5 yards. It'll be good enough for the first and goal for the Trojans from about the 2-yard line. Great opportunity here for Millington to punch it in from short distance.
Yeah, Chris Michael going to bring in a different package now. They have to punch this in. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah. You need momentum, and they've got momentum on their side right now, and you're going to need something to carry into halftime. 7:44 left to go in the half here at Millington Memorial Stadium on Mooney Boswell Field. Wing T formation now for the Trojans. Toss back to Barnes. Barnes will get it close and get it in. Barnes will punch it in for the touchdown for the Trojans. Trojans want to make a statement here in this M&M Bowl. They want to make it a game, and they put 6 points on the board there with Barnes.
No, that was a quick drive. That's how you respond.
In a clever way, Brandon, really, by switching formations, they've been running a spread offense all night and then switched to the wing T. And I think it really threw that linebacking core off for Munford. Kick is up and good for Chase Michael. It's 22-7 now with 7:20 left in the half as the Trojans able to get on the board. We'll be right back with Munford football here on Ritter Communications.
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, you know, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Or maybe even back here in Millington with Ritter Communications, Chad Gatlin, Brandon Reed calling the M&M Bowl. This annual rivalry game between the Millington Trojans and the Munford Cougars. Munford got out to a quick 22-0 lead in this first half, but Millington just able to punch it in with Cortland Barnes after some great plays, including a long yardage pass out of the backfield to get them in scoring distance. And now it's 22-7. Still plenty of time left in this first half. Millington defense wants to take some of that momentum for a stop.
That quick pass to Jaden Williams, who really sparked the drive that went for, well, that was probably at least a good 40 yards, the one big play. So if you're Coach Chris Michael, remember that, because you got him in space, and he made Munford pay.
Chase Michael handling the kickoffs for Millington as always. He will, it's an onside kick. It's an onside kick, and I don't believe it went far enough for the Trojans to recover. Still waiting on kind of a signal because I didn't see a flag. It will be 1st and 10 Munford. I didn't see a flag, but the ball did not go far enough for the onside kick. So Munford now with great field position. Not what Millington was looking for on the onside kick, but you understand why they tried it, Brandon.
Oh, definitely. Well, you ride this momentum wave while you can right now. 7:20 to go until halftime.
Munford will go from the 44-yard line of the Trojans to start this drive. Bell in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to White. White hesitates, then goes off tackle, cuts it back toward the other side of the field, able to get a gain of about 12. His helmet comes off, and there's a flag on the play.
Look at this footwork early by White.
Nice, patient running by White. He waits on his block to set up and then runs. There is a flag on the play, and his helmet came off. I'm not sure if that's a flag for his helmet coming off or if they were flagging for helmet-helmet contact. It does not look as though
or maybe just waving the play dead at that point.
Okay, it is against Millington, and it will be a 15-yard personal foul penalty. So it will be a targeting foul against the Trojans for that hit that took off the helmet of White. And now an excellent opportunity for the Cougars at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10. Snap and handoff off tackle. Here goes
Aubrey
Durham with the carry. He will get it down to close to the first down.
He wasted no time.
And they'll call it a first down, right on the money first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cougars here. Wasting no time, Bill in the shotgun. Hands it off to Durham, but he loses the handoff. Now they both jump on it to recover it. Going to be a loss of about 1 for the Munford Cougars. Could have been a lot worse, but heads up by Bell to jump right back on that after they mess up the handoff. Now they get right back to it. Avik White back in the game for the Cougars. And now we have a timeout on the field. Millington wants to talk it over. We'll take a break and we'll come back with 2nd and goal to go for the Munford Cougars. It's Munford football on Ritter Communications. Back here in Millington, Munford leads the M&M Bowl 22-7 over the Trojans. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. After a botched handoff attempt on 1st down, they'll put Akarius Hodgen out to the right at receiver, put another man out left. Avik White's in the backfield, and Jordan Bell will take the snap. He gets it, fakes the handoff to White, keeps it himself, follows White for a moment, then kicks outside, and he will go in for the touchdown. There is a flag on the play, and it looks like it may be in the area of holding, so we'll wait to see here. It is a holding penalty against the Cougars. That play will come back. And so they will step back 5 yards from the spot of the hold, and that will put them, once they step it off, back to the 17-yard line. So it'll be, we'll repeat 2nd down. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 17-yard line. Just a hold on the end there. Negates the touchdown run. Bell takes a handoff, immediately throws it to his right, finds his man on the screen. He's got it in for the touchdown. It is Tristan Bohannon in for the touchdown, his 2nd touchdown of the night, if I am not mistaken. I am mistaken. He caught the 2-point conversion. Now Bohannon gets in for the touchdown there. And just an excellent screenplay there from the Munford Cougars.
Well, and the Millington defender had pursuit and missed the tackle.
And now a flag as the Munford Cougars shift And the flag will be encroachment on the Millington defense. They're trying to keep up with that shift from the Cougars and unable to do it without jumping off sides, so they'll move the ball up to the 1. We'll do this again.
Well, and I was prepared to say that Millington is doing a good job of just muddying this into this drive up for Munford, and maybe they can keep some points off. I think that was maybe Garrett Haley that had pursuit on the ball and missed the tackle. And Munford gets in the end zone.
Number 77 offsides again for Millington. That's Cody Barr. He shifted when they ran and he crossed the ball, and you just can't do that. When you shift, you can't run across the ball. That's exactly what he did. They're going to call it again. They're going to inch it forward. Munford will try this. Either a 2-point conversion or a kick. Looks like a 2-point conversion right now. Oh, they're going to call false start against Munford on that one instead. They're going to back it up 5 yards now. I thought it was going to be, my apologies to Cody Barr. Thought Cody Barr stepped across the ball there, but they're going to call a false start on Munford for that play. And so now, from 7 yards out, they'll try the 2-point conversion. They'll run the shift again. It'll be clean this time. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. Snap up, put down, hold is down, kick is up. It is good, and that will take Munford 29-7. Lead for the Cougars here. Millington's momentum was short-lived after that drive. 5:55 left to go in the half as the Munford Cougars are in command of this year's M&M Bowl. We'll be right back on Ritter Communications.
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
Back here in Millington for the M&M Bowl. Braxton Brown lines up for the kickoff for the Cougars as they just capped off their drive with a touchdown and extra point to bring it to 29-7. Touchdown given to us courtesy of Tristan Bohannon on a screen pass from Jordan Bell, and punched it in from 11 yards out. And here is the kick, short kickoff. Going to be fielded this time, though, by Millington. They fair caught every other one, but they decided to return this one, get it up to the 35. That's Joseph Tuker with the return. And Millington's offense will get back on the field after being successful on the last drive.
So 5:48 here. I think Coach Michael and the Trojans, they need to just really chew up this clock. If they can't put together a complete scoring drive, they really don't need any more Munford points before halftime.
They absolutely don't. They want to feel like they're still in this game when halftime comes around. Best opportunity for that is to get a score. Pugh in the backfield. Got 4 wide receivers. Last time we saw this was a toss to the back. This time going to be a quick pass and just dropped by the intended receiver, Kamarian Swain. It was on the money. Swain dropped it. Covered up on defense there.
And that was similar to the Jaden Williams player before, just opposite side. Munford was ready for that.
Hook pattern. That time the ball was there. 2nd and 10 now for the Trojans. Pugh sends a man in motion. Takes the snap, drops to pass. Now he's deciding to tuck it and run, and he'll go about a yard. Looks a little bit less than a yard after he is brought down by Logan Taylor. Now bring up 3rd down for the Trojans.
Yeah, there just wasn't any options on that play.
He recognized it early, tucked it and ran. Unfortunately, there was nothing there either.
You have a lot of field on this right side.
He's going to go with 4 wide again. Pugh sends Kamarian in motion. Now plays blown dead. And going to be a false start. That'll back Munford up 5 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 14 now for the Trojans. Not helping their cause here. Four receiver look again. Pugh sends Swain in motion. Takes the snap. Looks downfield. He's got a man open, but he overthrows Cortland Barnes. Cortland Barnes had 3 steps on Hunter Gill there. And if you look here, it's just an overthrown ball.
He was gone.
That was a house call missed by the Trojans. Now 4th and 14, and no choice but to punt. And not much time gone off the clock as it's 4:43 left. About a minute is all they were able to take off for that one, Brandon.
I think Pugh was just a little excited on that throw. He saw it the whole way and just a little bit amped up, overthrew it.
I was excited.
I was too, because I knew that was house. You could see it.
Good punt here. We'll get all the way down to the Cougars' 37-yard line. So that will be about a 30-yard punt.
So you're giving Munford about 65 yards to travel here in 4.5 minutes.
Cougars didn't have much problem last time getting the ball down the field. We'll see what adjustments Millington will make to their defense. They want to get the ball back before the half ends. I can guarantee you that.
I think Coach Calhoun would probably settle for chewing the rest of this clock off in the second quarter as well.
Jordan Bell's got 3 receivers. Fakes the handoff to White, drops back to pass, holding, looking for a man, goes downfield and throws to a spot, and unable to get there is Tristan Bohannon. Threw to an open spot in the field, sort of led the receiver, and it just led him a little too far. But honestly, Brandon, I think it was a good decision because there was no one far enough away from their defender, but he saw a good open spot in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and shows what I know. Coach Calhoun is definitely not looking to chew the clock up coming out 1st and 10.
Likes what he's seen out of Bell's arm so far.
There, with this
Bell
set.
Hands it off to White this time, though. And the number 1 back for Munford plows ahead for 8 yards.
Yeah,
Avik White.
Let's look at that replay because that was a head knocker.
Just chugging ahead and trucks number 2 there, Cameron Puryear, on his way to the 8 yards. Handoff again to White. White got an open hole up the middle, able to scamper forward for about 7 and get the Ritter first down for the Cougars. Cougars on a roll now. Hurry up offense still in place. 1 receiver right, 2 left, White in the backfield. Bell takes the snap, hands it off to White on the draw. White up about 5 yards there for Avik White as they keep chipping away at this Trojan defense. It'll be 2nd and 5, make it 2nd and 4 for the Cougars. Back to the line already. Now the play gets whistled. It'll be
Millington timeout because I think they also sense that we were about to have a Munford pass.
And so we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be right back with more Munford Cougar football from the M&M Bowl on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
It is 3 minutes, 13 seconds to go in this first half at the M&M Bowl here in Millington. Cougars lead the Trojans 29-7, and they're on the march again. 2nd and 5 here as Bell takes the snap, hands it off to Avik White. Avik White runs over one man and is finally brought down by Garrett Haley after gaining the first down and much more. 15-yard run there for Avik White. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Trojan 30 for the Cougars. White gets the handoff again, goes off tackle, gets a good block, takes a stutter step, makes another man miss, and then gets another man fall off of him into the end zone. And
flag in the backfield.
Flag in the backfield. That one's going to come back for a hold. The block maybe a little too good. And so they will march it back from the previous spot, and we'll end up replaying first down there. It's a terrific run by White.
Yeah, I'm not sure the hold was necessary or sprung that necessarily.
White made one man. He's such a patient runner. He sees a man, and he's able to wait and see what that guy's going to do and take the other direction. So 10-yard penalty puts them behind the ball a little bit. 1st and 19 rather, and here's the pass, quick out route, and a quick 4 yards from Jordan Bell to Mason Mattle. Mason Mattle scored a touchdown earlier. 2 receivers left, 1 right in the hurry up. Bell takes the snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle, and it's going to go for about 5 yards. Get them back to close to the original line of scrimmage, will Aubrey Durham. And that'll give them 3rd and 11 now. 2:16 and ticking here in this first half. Munford with a commanding lead, 29-7 in the M&M Bowl.
And Durham has patience finding those holes as well.
Bell hesitates, and it's going to be to his detriment now. He's going to throw the ball away on his way down to the ground. He was outside the pocket, even though the Millington coaches. Oh, and now there will be a flag. I just can't see how it's intentional grounding. He threw it underhanded, so it could be considered a fumble. We will see how it goes, but he pulled the ball down, then decided to roll out, and the Millington defender was right there. And now they will call an illegal forward pass.
Bell probably would have been just as good to just eat that one.
So what they're saying there is, Brandon, that Bell had crossed the line of scrimmage before getting brought down.
Than being in the pocket anyway.
And so Bell had crossed the line of scrimmage, therefore it's an illegal forward pass and another penalty. And we may see Ben Cerniglia punt for the first time in this game. Last week he had 2 punts over 50 yards. Wind assisted, but still pretty impressive.
Wind was whipping last week if you watched the Tubetown Ritter Communications broadcast for sure.
And Cerniglia will punt. It'll be Barnes back to receive. And it's a low squibber.
That's going to turn out pretty good.
It'll roll, and they'll down it inside the 10 at the 9. An inside the 10 punt for Cerniglia. He is a force when they need him. They haven't needed him much in this game, but he's come through for them here. And we'll see Millington take back over with 1:37 left in the first half, down 29-7. Can they put another score on the board in a minute and a half before we take this game into halftime?
Or maybe even more important, play mistake-free football right here, backed up in your own end zone.
Well, Pugh missed a wide-open Barnes earlier. If they can spring a play like that again, then watch out. And now Barnes fell like he was hit by an unseen force and then got back up. I don't know what that was about, but they will continue to play, and Barnes will stay in the game. I don't know if he had a little cramp or what happened there, but Pugh will take the snap and hand it off up the middle. That'll go for a couple of yards there for Jaden Williams, and it'll bring up 2nd and about 8. But unfortunately for the Trojans, it'll make the clock run And now the Trojans will call their third and no, Munford will take a timeout now. That'll be their second of the half. We'll take a timeout with them. It's a minute 16 left in the first half of the M&M Bowl on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
And we're back here in Millington after the Munford timeout on that play. Each team has one timeout left in the half. 1:16 to go. The Trojans down near their own end zone, taking a 2nd and 8 from the 11. And Pugh will take the snap, roll out to his left, and he'll throw. And it'll be intercepted by Akarius Hodgen. Akarius Hodgen, the interception machine, the Region 8 5A 2020 Defensive Player of the Year, comes up big for the Cougars again with the interception to stop Millington of all hopes of scoring again in this half.
And what did I say, Chad? I think it was just as important
Mistake-free football.
to play mistake-free football there, backed up in your own end zone with a minute left in the half.
And to be honest with you, that was a great play by Hodgen. It wasn't a bad throw. I honestly thought the receiver had a shot at the ball, and Hodgen came over playing that zone defense and able to pick it off.
He's been everywhere for the last week and a half so far.
And Bell got a man open, and they'll say it hit the ground. And it was Tristan Bohannon. They're going to say it hit the ground. We're going to take another look. Looked like a catch from up here, but we're a long way away. It did hit the ground.
Yeah, good call.
It absolutely hit the ground. Good call by the referee. It was a little underthrown there by Bell. He had Bohannon open. And Munford looking to punch it in again. 58 seconds left on the clock. Munford wanting to assert their authority here in this game after the Akarius Hodgen interception. Like you said, Akarius Hodgen, he's not only been showing us stuff the last couple weeks, he's been showing us stuff for years. Bell's going to shoot for the end zone here. And he is looking, but does not have a hookup with Dalby and Dickerson. Dickerson was covered pretty tight there. He wanted to try to get him in the corner of the end zone, but Garrett Haley had great coverage on Dickerson and able to stop that one. But the clock stops as well. Only 10 seconds taken off, 48 seconds now in the first half.
A flag, actually, on the far sideline.
Looks like it's in the area of defensive holding, if I'm going to venture a guess, but I'll let the referee do the refereeing here. He's going to say it is holding, and it is against the defense. So 2 points for Chad. I correctly guessed one finally.
That happened early, and I don't think either one of us saw that flag until way after the fact, till the ref started huddling.
Hand off to Avik White. Avik White follows the tackle for a moment, and then an amazing collision with Barnes, in which Barnes is the loser, but Avik White does hit the ground. They get it down to the 6-yard line, and they're getting on the ball fast. They're looking to run another play right now. And handoff back to White. White bounces around the left side. He's going to run it in, but there is a flag, and this one looks to be coming back on a holding penalty. That holding penalty looks like it's going to be against Ethan Gullett.
No, irregardless of the flag, Chad, Avik White, he can find the hole, he can dance, he hits it hard, and he'll lay the lumber on you too.
The strange thing here for Munford is Avik White, the workhorse back, and yet he has not been the one to punch it in the end zone the times they've scored either game. Bell takes the snap. He'll give it to White again. He's got a chance here, but he will get tripped up just past the line of scrimmage. Jonathan Temple Dowdy with the stop there. Temple Dowdy was big last week. He had 5 tackles, an interception, and a fumble recovery in the Trojans game last week. And Munford will take a timeout with 1 second left. I thought they were going to let it roll down there. Munford wants another shot at it. They're going to take a timeout with 1 second left in the second half. We're going to keep it right here and watch this final play of the second half as they will no doubt be going end zone. It will be second down coming from about the 14. So about 14 yards is what they need. I wouldn't be surprised if they put it on the arm of Bell. It's been a good arm tonight.
When you mentioned that White hadn't been the one to punch it in, it's a pretty dynamic offense, though, because Aubrey Durham's been getting his share. You've been having Jordan Bell rollouts, launching downfield. That makes up for 2 of their touchdowns. So pretty dynamic offense, and they're going to look to kick a field goal now.
Well, and certainly Braxton Brown can kick the field goal, and they feel like they've got a better shot at points doing it that way. So from the 20-yard line, Brown will attempt a 30-yard field goal from the left hash. And the snap was not good, but the hold got down, and the kick is up and good. 30-yard field goal from Braxton Brown. 32-7 is the score to end the first half of the M&M Bowl. Munford leading Millington in a big way. We'll take a pause and come back for halftime here at Millington Memorial Stadium. You're watching Munford football on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, you know, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew, because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome back to Ritter Communications coverage of the 2021 M&M Bowl here in Millington at Memorial Stadium. Chad Gatlin, Brandon Reed. Brandon, first half full of Munford highlights. Millington only able to get on the board with 1 score. Munford capping off the end of the half with a field goal to go up 32-7 and wanting to win their 7th straight M&M Bowl.
You know, I like what Munford has going on with Jordan Bell, sophomore quarterback. He seems to present a lot of different ways that he can hit you. And you mentioned it before, you know, Covington is just a different animal, you know, so, but we're seeing a lot more of what Jordan Bell can do for your team now. And so he's going to be in the mix here at Munford for the next couple of years. And
absolutely. Covington is a different animal, but honestly, this is what, and I talked about it a little bit in last week's broadcast, this is what I expected to see Jordan Bell doing last week. We did not see it as much. We saw Avik White take most of the carries in the first half. We didn't see a lot of variety from the Munford offense. Tonight, we've seen a ton of variety. We've seen screen passes. We've seen hooks. We've seen just some great running from Avik White, as always. But we've also seen some dime passing. A couple of Jordan Bell.
A couple of them that were not caught, actually, that were excellent passes.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's paid off as Munford is leading in a big way now, 32-7 in this game. A couple of more scores from around the area. West Tennessee, Haywood is up 41-0 on Cordova. Covington, who Millington will have to go visit next week, up 28-0 at the half on Jackson Northside. Fayette Ware leads McNary Central 28-7. No report of a score yet from Tipton Rosemark Academy, but the Arlington Tigers played yesterday and beat East 47-12. And those are just some of the scores from around the area. Going to try to get a score for you on Dyersburg here in just a few minutes. That's who the Cougars will have next. They'll get them at home, and that will be a region game for the Cougars, their first of the year.
Well, you know, Chad, it seems like the pattern here, and of course I hope for the best ball game here going forward, but it seems like the pattern our last several years is Covington beats Munford, Munford comes back and beats Millington in the M&M Bowl, and that pattern so far is holding up again in 2021.
It has certainly been that way. It is 6 straight times in this one, and I believe that it just made 6 straight times for Covington with that last win over Munford last week in that game. It's really a tough ask for Munford each year. For the last 13 years or so, they've started their season with their 2 biggest rivalry games. They play them both in the beginning of the year, and that is a tough way to start. There's no room to work out your jitters except for one-quarter jamboree matchup that sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't.
And it works out every year where it's alternating as well. You're either going to have to go to Covington or have to go to Millington. And both, big tough asks.
That could be, though, the one saving grace of it is you get at least one of them at home every year rather than having to play them both on the road some years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but like you said, we've seen a great Munford team tonight. We've seen flashes out of McCoy Pugh from the Trojans. We've seen some good throws, not a ton of bad decisions, but they're just not able to punch it in. And their running game has not been super effective against the Cougar defense. And they were much more competitive with Kirby last week than they have been with Munford tonight. Got an update on that score from the Dyersburg game. They're playing Dyer County tonight, their rival, and they are winning at the half, coincidence or not, 32-7.
Wow.
So should be an interesting matchup between the Dyersburg Trojans and the Munford Cougars next week. We'll have all that action for you here on Ritter Communications and the Ritter Communications Facebook page. Also, don't forget to tune in for Memphis Championship Wrestling. You can watch that with your Ritter Communications subscription on Channel 21 if you're in Northeast Arkansas, and Channel 11 if you are in West Tennessee. We're going to take another break, and then we'll come back to kick off the second half here in Millington for the 82nd M&M Bowl.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew, because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
Back here at Millington Memorial Field, the Millington Trojan High School Band taking the field after the Munford High School Band. It's about another 5.5 minutes until the second half kicks off here for the M&M Bowl. Munford in control, 32-7. Some scores from the Arkansas area of our viewing area. Green Tech leads Westside 20-7. Jonesboro leads Catholic 14-0. Southaven leads Valley View 14-0. The Green Tech Westside game can be viewed on Tubetown's YouTube channel. That is live right now as well. All the best in high school football in Northeast Arkansas and in West Tennessee, brought to you by Ritter Communications. We'll step aside again and then come back for the kickoff.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, you know, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have two cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome back here to Millington Memorial Stadium, Mooney Boswell Field. Chad Gatlin, Brandon Reed here with you at the 82nd playing of the M&M Bowl. Munford leads this one 32-7 at the half. Just took command of the game and have not let go. A few mistakes from Millington have kept them from being able to punch it in and keep it close. There's still a whole nother half of football to play, Brandon.
Well, lucky Munford didn't come up with more than 3 points there at the end of that half. But it's going to have to turn around on the offensive side of the ball here for Millington in this second half, obviously. And get some breaks.
Absolutely, and want to point out, saw just an interesting class act from the Munford band earlier as the Millington band exited the field. The rousing amount of cheers went up, and it was from the Munford band that started getting the Millington crowd into it and really leading the Millington crowd and cheering on the Millington band. So just a class act between two rivals there from the Munford band, and worth mentioning.
I wasn't really sure what was going on, but you were 100% correct. That's what was going on. And I think we've mentioned this before, but Munford High School does have an elite band. Nationwide. What am I trying to say? Chad?
Nationally recognized.
Nationally recognized. Yes. Even played at the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade before.
And the Rose Bowl Parade.
There you go. So. And I don't think they've even brought their full band tonight, because it would take up half of the visiting side if Munford had their full band out here tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's I think this is the travel size version of the Munford band. But, yeah, as you said, been on the national stage multiple times. Longtime band leader Barry Trobaugh just retired last season, new band director in this season. And but he is a student of Trobaugh, so they have a lot of faith that he'll be able to keep the great things going there. Next Friday, we have, I thought we had Dyersburg at Munford. Douglas is coming to Munford, actually, next Friday. And so we will be right here on Ritter Communications for that. All the same places you're watching it right now. You can watch it then. If you missed any of the game, want to go back, of course, the replay will be available on Facebook immediately after the broadcast, and will be available on the Tubetown YouTube page in a couple of days. Usually those go up on Monday, and so you will be able to view it there. Leave us comments in the feed, too. We love to hear from the viewers.
And we're in the process of uploading our entire library of archive stuff to the YouTube page, so you should be able to go to the Tubetown YouTube page now and find just about every broadcast that we've done over the last several years. So a lot of M&M Bowls there, a lot of Munford football, some Millington games as well. So anything you may have missed in the past or like to go back and watch, check out the Tubetown YouTube page.
Ritter Communications, heavily invested in the West Tennessee community, bringing you Munford football each and every week this season, as well as upgraded infrastructure for their internet. And here's the kickoff of the second half. Hodgen going to just let it bounce. He wanted to try to field it, but it'll go out of bounds. Smart move letting it go. They'll get the ball at the 35-yard line. Looks like we had a slight injury. He will be walking off for the Cougars, but Cale Driscoll got a slight injury blocking upfield there. As we'll see Jordan Bell and this Cougar offense, who has been unstoppable tonight.
Yeah, 32 first half points.
And we got off to a slow start in the first half, and it looks like we're going to get off to a slow start in the second half, Brandon.
It didn't work out for Millington last time we got off to this slow start, as they put the ball immediately on the ground twice.
And they will back it up from the 35. And they will say that Ikarius Hodgen touched the ball before it went out of bounds, and therefore that will put Munford back to the 7-yard line. So a rare misstep for Hodgen there. And Munford starts deep in their own territory to start the second half drive.
And as I mentioned, that's kind of what Millington needs, some breaks. You need something to go your way.
Bell takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, goes nowhere, does Alvic White, as he is brought down. Primary tackler on that one, Jonathan Temple Dowdy. Giving assist to Cameron Puryear. They get in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of 3 almost. Bell takes the snap, fakes the handoff, takes it himself, and he gets taken down at the 2-yard line. Hello, Cameron Puryear, tackle for a loss. That'll go down as a sack.
I hope the Munford band didn't rile up the Millington side too much.
And Millington, don't count us out, this defense says. Third and extremely long here, backed up in their own end zone. It's going to be a fake handoff, and Bell will keep it again. He will make a man miss. This time make another man miss, bounce out to the outside. He'll be drugged down by Cortland Barnes, who will save the first down, but it will be a gain of about 10 from Jordan Bell. Made two guys miss on that one. That one almost got blown up at the line of scrimmage.
He was spinning his way and almost spun to a first down. It looks like we may have maybe our first player with a cramp tonight. I've been waiting for that because we had a lot of instances of that last week.
And it is Barnes who was on the tackle that time. May have just twisted in an odd way as he was trying to hang on.
No, I don't think he's going to make it. Yep.
If he had not hung on to Bell that time, that was a first down and probably more.
I think it's a cramp. I think he was trying, but it locked up on him again.
Yeah, and he'll have to come off the field for a play now as Joseph Tupker gets subbed in for the Trojans. Fourth down now and about 4 for the Cougars. You got to think they just give it to their punter with the big legs, Cerniglia. He tries to get it across the 50. Munford running 3 gunners out in punt coverage. Cerniglia will take the snap, move over to his right, and take the punt. It's not a long punt. It'll come down on the ground by the 35. It'll roll to the 45, 46-yard line. So about a 39-yard punt. Not terrible, but not what they were looking for. Trojans get the ball at about midfield.
Kind of just a ho-hum start there for Munford in this first drive of the second half. And now Millington does not have far to go. This is probably one of their best starting field positions of the night.
Looking to capitalize with McCoy Pugh. He'll have 3 receivers in this set. He'll set Jaden Williams out to his right. Calls a man in motion. It's Yarbrough. Takes the snap, hands it off to Williams.
That was red all the way.
And now a little extracurricular activity. The refs are trying to break it up. And no flag yet, but if they don't stop soon, there will be. As we see R.J. Allen into the mix. David Cook into the mix for the Trojans. I believe it was Aiden Macklin in for the Cougars. And Pugh in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Drops back to pass. Looking over the middle. Oh, dangerous pass and intercepted, but no, it hit the ground. Who else? Akarius Hodgen. Playing a soft zone coverage there, and he tries to throw to an open spot in the zone. You can't do that if it's Hodgen's zone.
No, that was very risky. Fortunately, he had just enough off of that it didn't carry into the Munford defender's hands.
Pugh. Gonna send 2 to his right and 1 to his left. Williams will be in the backfield. Gets the call from the sideline. He'll do a 2-step drop and then just hang on to the ball because Munford breaks through, and it's going to be a sack for for Tristan Bohannon.
Yeah, Pugh was a little late to recognize that.
He took a step and a half maybe in the drop back, and Bohannon was there, and like you said, a little late recognition, and Bohannon with a huge sack for the Munford Cougars defense. And now it is 4th and a long way for the Trojans as Michael will have to punt.
Yeah, you didn't really want that for Millington. You went backwards on that opening drive of the second half.
Michael takes the snap, punts off and away, a high punt, but short and out of bounds at the 35. About a 25-yard net punt there for the Trojans, and we'll get to see the Cougars back on offense again. Cougars leading 32-7, 7:57 to go here in the third quarter of the M&M Bowl. One of the rare matchups that didn't get missed in 2020. They actually got to play the M&M Bowl last year, and this year's the 39th straight time they've played it, the 82nd time overall.
Well, and then Kirby may have had some rust last week as well. You know, didn't play at all
Not
in
playing.
2020.
Hand off to Hodgen on the end around. Hodgen will get about 2 or 3 yards. It was recognized and run down by Jonathan Temple Dowdy for the Trojans. So about a 2-3 yard gain there. Just a wide receiver sweep with Akarius Hodgen taking the handoff from Bell there. Not fooled was Dowdy. Bell in the gun, takes the snap, hands it off to Avik White. White got it, stiff arms one guy, trucks another guy, able to get about 18 yards on that carry, stumbles forward.
Well, he comes at you
and
hard.
Just throws a stiff arm on and able to run over Brandon Warner after that to extend the play. Hurry up offense to the line. Here's Bell. Bell hands it off to White again. White going to the right side. Nowhere to go this time. He'll stumble forward for a couple. Warner gets his revenge on that one.
He's definitely not shy about lowering the head, is he?
The nice stiff arm on Jeremiah Temple Dowdy that White threw on that run was really good on such a big guy.
He did a lot on that run. Cut to the outside, speed.
2 receivers right, 1 left. White taking a breather out of the game now. No, he's still in there. It's a throw to Hodgen. It's low. And Gutierrez gets hit in the foot by that one. Good coverage by Gutierrez on the play, but not a good throw from Bell.
He just absolutely had to get rid of that quickly.
Thought for a moment they had spelled White, as has been their habit after a couple of hard runs, but they're going to keep him in the game. Here's Bell. White's going to get the handoff, runs into his own man, and then is taken down there on the play by Harry Gibson.
Yeah, lucky they held on to the ball there because Gibson was through there in a hurry.
He just ran into his blocker, Christian Lott, there, and Gibson was right there. And once he made that stumble, Gibson able to take him down for a big loss.
Player down. I don't think this is cramps. It could be.
Tough to tell from here. I believe, though, that's Barnes again. I think Barnes is having some trouble in this game. This is the second time in a short amount of time that we've seen him down. When we get back to play, it'll be 4th and 12. And you got to imagine we'll see Cerniglia again, although it's not a guarantee. Munford leading 32-7 here in the M&M Bowl. 5:54 left in the third quarter. We'll step aside while they tend to the injured Cortland Barnes. You're watching Munford football on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling.
The injured player has walked off the field with the assistance of 2 coaches. It was not Cortland Barnes. It was Khalik Green that was down with the injury there. Certainly hope it's nothing too serious, but he did have to be assisted off to the side of the field by 2 coaches. He will be a loss on offense more than defense for the Trojans, but they don't want to see him on the sidelines. Cerniglia back to take the 4th and 12 snap for the punt here for the Cougars as we get play back underway in the M&M Bowl. Good snap, punts down and away. And it's a good punt. I would say it's a great punt, except for it's going to roll into the end zone and give a touchback. So it will be a nearly 60-yard punt for Cerniglia. What we're used to seeing out of him, but it rolls into the end zone for the touchback. And the Trojans will get the ball on the 20-yard line, and we'll keep it right here. Defensive third quarter, Brandon.
Yeah, we mentioned it to you at halftime. It seemed like that first half was kind of a slow pace. We look up, it's already 8:30. There's not a whole lot of action here so far in the first few minutes of the third quarter.
5:35 to go in the third quarter. We'll see McCoy Pugh again with Williams to his right. He's got 4 receivers. He will call Yarbrough in motion. Toss it to Yarbrough, who will toss it back on the reverse, and it will not work too well. It'll get about 4 yards, but Cortland Barnes will get it on the reverse. Well-designed play, but the Cougars were ready. And now Barnes is hurt. The announcer jinx. I hope that's not what it was.
I don't know. Must be dealing with something.
It seemed like he tweaked his leg on playing defense on the tackle against Bell.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like he tweaked his leg then. And I thought it was him that went down earlier, but it turned out to be 6 and not 5.
Now they're treating it as if it's cramps right now, which would be good, but it seems like he's been one of the only players to deal with it so far tonight.
Yeah, you've just got to wonder if there's not something a little more there.
But this is actually not the pace of this third quarter is actually not what Millington wants, because we're just kind of chewing up clock and nothing is happening.
That is absolutely true. Millington would like a couple of quick strikes and try to get back in this thing before too much time has elapsed. I will say this for the Millington Trojans: a lot of teams would feel defeated at 32-7 and would come out lackluster. The Trojans have not. They've come out ready to play.
No, we're still early enough in the season. Coach Michael's still figuring things out and packages and whatnot and seeing what's going to work with his personnel. So no reason to pack it in. You're going to have to find something that's working and get some kind of momentum going.
And now Barnes will have to be assisted off the field. So there is a problem. It looks like the problem's on that right leg of Barnes. Another piece that's missing right now for these Trojans. As play resumes, we'll see Pugh in the backfield. He's got 4 receivers in the set. He's going to take the snap, look to pass. He'll pass to his back, Williams. Williams has in the backfield. He's got some room. He's going to run. Going to be brought down eventually by Tyler Williams, but not before a Trojans first down. Trojans will have the ball at the 36-yard line. That'll be a gain of 12. That's a good catch and pass there, but now hobbling off the field is Williams, the number 1 back for the Trojans. The Trojans have lost a player each of the last 3 plays from scrimmage. Williams does look like he will be able to get back on the field, but you definitely don't want to see these injuries pile up. McCoy trying to direct traffic now, get his receivers in position. He'll have 4 receivers. He'll take the snap, and then he'll hand it off. It's a run up the middle, and he'll break through and get about 8 yards there. It'll be Javion Todd carrying the ball for the Trojans. We've seen this drive from the Trojans before, though, this kind of momentum, and they just have not capped it off. Only one time have they been able to punch it in. Still on their side of the 50, but at the 40, 2nd and 4 now for the Trojans. 3:53 left in this third quarter. He'll hand it off to Todd again. Todd will take it over the right side. He'll get a couple of yards, stop short of the first down by a couple of different Cougars there. Looks like it was Landon Deere in on the tackle for the Cougars.
Yes, it appears that Millington's been having the most success when they've got some of their backs out in space.
Well, and they're able to run the DBs off with their receivers, and that's giving them a lot of space on the edges, it seems. Pugh calls a man in motion, takes the snap, hands it off to Todd again. Todd takes a step to the right, and the counter will get them enough for the first down. It's a gain of about 2, and it'll be a first down, Millington Trojans.
One thing I noticed is it just doesn't seem like Coach Michael wants to pound it up the middle much at all. They're looking to get out to the outside, looking for space.
Lining up again. Here's Pugh. He's got 4 receivers again. And they're pointing fingers on both sides, but it will be encroachment on the defense. They wanted a false start on Millington, but the Trojans say no, no, no. It was, I think the first guy to jump off sides was Joseph Noon for the Cougars, but a couple of other guys went with him. Free yardage for the Trojans here, 1st and 5. Out of the spread. Pugh takes the snap, drops back to pass. Got a man over the middle, he throws it. It is tipped and incomplete. Great play on the ball by Hunter Gill. Hunter Gill absolutely stopped a completion there. Intended receiver on the play was Joseph Tucker.
Yep.
Hunter Gill.
That was great reaction by Gill.
Sticking a hand up there. Pugh gets the play from the sideline. He'll have Tucker in the backfield this time. He'll send a man in motion. It's Yarbrough. He'll take the snap and hand it off to Tucker up the middle. Tucker will get stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And that will take us to 3rd down, 3rd and 5 now. 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. And this Millington drive has stalled.
But we just haven't seen much happen at all in this 3rd quarter on either side. Because we're under 2 minutes now.
Tucker still in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for the Trojans. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to find a man on the sideline. It's Yarbrough. He can't hang on to it. Probably couldn't have kept a foot in bounds if he did. And it'll bring up 4th down. 4th and 5. You got to think they're going for it.
Yeah, sitting exactly at midfield. And as much, like I said, as much time has come off this 3rd quarter already, you're running out of opportunity.
1:30. Pugh will have 3 receivers to his left, including the tight end, 1 receiver to his right. He takes a low snap, picks it up, then throws it over the middle. He will hit Warner, and Warner will catch it and get the first down, and then a couple more 9-yard toss and completion for the Trojans, and they continue this drive.
And good, strong hands by Warner.
Great play on 4th down for the Trojans. Pugh hits Warner over the middle on the slant route, and like you said, great hands by Warner, and able to extend the drive for the Trojans. Trojans don't seem too bothered by the scoreboard or the time. Hand off to Tucker. Tucker makes a man miss as he goes through the middle, and he will run it for very near the first down if he didn't get it. It's a 10-yard carry. And depending on the spot, they will not give him the first down. They will say he is short, so we'll call this 2nd and 1.
And this drive is going to bleed over into the 4th quarter as we're at 30 seconds to go.
Tucker will be on the right side of Pugh this time. He'll take the handoff again. No. Oh, Ben Cerniglia holds him up. He gets away from Cerniglia, but there to finish him off was Jalen Dowell.
Yeah, Trojans just have not been able to run up the middle. Munford's been plugging it all night long.
Cerniglia got the hold up. It looked like he'd get free for a minute, but Dowell made sure that that was not going to happen. And now we will have the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll come back. Millington's on the move. It's the M&M Bowl, Munford leading 32-7 here on Ritter Communications.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
And we're back here at Millington Memorial Stadium, Mooney Boswell Field for the 82nd M&M Bowl. Munford leading 32-7 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Millington on the drive. They've got a very important 3rd and 1 here. As they extended one drive from 4th down already.
You know, I've had a feeling that Coach Michael on this drive is not necessarily thinking about the clock or the score. He's just trying to put together some things at this point.
And McCoy Pugh will be in the backfield. He'll have a new running back beside him. It'll be Javion Ty back in the game. 4 receivers set. He'll take it for a 3-step drop. Then he'll decide to run it himself on the delayed draw, and he will get the first down. 7-yard gain on the carry there for McCoy Pugh. I got to tell you, Brandon, even though it's 32-7, we've seen a couple of mishaps. I'm impressed with the play of McCoy Pugh.
Yeah, that was a good step through to even get any positive yardage out of that.
He's only a sophomore.
2 sophomore quarterbacks out here tonight.
Pugh takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and then throws it for Warner, and then it's broken up by his own man. I believe that was just a mistake.
Yeah,
Danton Yarbrough thought that the pass was for him and tipped it up. Warner was open.
No, I agree. Yarbrough had the sky to even get a hand on that. I don't think it was for him.
Things like that happen when you run crossing routes.
Early in the season.
The communication will only get better as the year goes on, though. As Pugh takes another snap, he hands it off, and look who's back in the game, but tripped up in the backfield. He will not get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, but Jaden Williams, good to see him back in the game, as we saw him have to exit with an injury earlier. Maybe it was just a cramp and got it worked out. Now the call coming in from the sideline for McCoy Pugh. 3rd and 11 here for the Trojans. 4 receivers set. All the receivers are on the line. He will not even take a step back, a step forward and pass, and got to be pass interference there.
No call.
I see no call, but Warner was shoved to the ground, it seemed, before the ball got there by Tyler Williams. And he is complaining to the referee, and honestly, Brandon, he's got a case.
I sure thought it was. I was looking at both officials. Nobody decided to throw a flag, but that was a good sling by Pugh.
He argues it with the official, but we've never seen that change a call. And now he will get a flag, and I believe he must have said something untoward, so to speak, to the official. And he's going to be ejected. They're going to eject him from the game. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Brandon Warner. I don't know what he said to the ref. I do know if he cursed, that'll get the penalty. And it didn't seem like it was an angry exchange. It seemed like he was pleading his case to the ref. We honestly agreed with Warner's case.
Well, yeah, Coach Michael wants to talk about it too.
But they eject Warner from this game for whatever it was he said to the referee at the very end of that exchange. That's somebody Millington wants on the field too, I can tell you.
Coach Michael's going to play conservative here and boot the ball away, it appears.
Just a disappointing end to a drive that had some promise.
How much time went off the clock on that particular? Didn't that drive start with like 5-something in the third?
Yeah, it seemed like it. I think it was close to that, and yeah, it was just a drive that you wanted to see pay off for the Trojans. And now, between injuries and an ejection, and now they're waving off a flag. The head referee's waving off a flag for delay of game because the play clock had not been reset after the penalty. High snap. Michael gets it down and gets the punt away, but it's straight up in the air. And it will bounce back and take a Munford bounce. So it will end up being a 21-yard punt. And it will go down. It will only go down in the books as about a 13-yard punt because of the line of scrimmage. So a good drive there from the Trojans ends in tragedy in a way.
If you're Coach Michael, you hate to see it completely stall out like that. Yeah, especially if you're going to devote that much time to the drive and come away with nothing.
I mean, we saw numerous different things as we see Munford get on the ball quickly, hand the ball off, and it will be about a 7-yard gain there for Aubrey Durham as he took the handoff from Bell. On that last drive from Millington, we saw a receiver think that the ball was for him when it was for another receiver and jump up and tip it away. And some injuries, and then a mistake. Oh, Bell decides to keep it at the last second and splits it up the middle and is tripped up. Touchdown, saving tackle from Macklin on Bell as Bell scampers for about 30 yards there. And the Munford Cougar, Ritter Communications, first down.
Yeah, very lucky that wasn't all the way to the house.
Back on the ball quickly, as has been their MO all night. There is the handoff. No, another keeper for Bell. And he is taken down once again. Flag on the play here. It will be holding against the Cougars, so that one will come back. The tackle was made by Rodrell Yarbrough, but
the Munford Cougars playing a little bit too fast right there. Not everyone was ready.
Well, sometimes it's difficult, too, for the blocking guys to know who they're blocking for when you wait as long as Bell does to make a decision on that option. It can throw the defense off, but it can throw the offense off as well. All right, so 1st and 17 now, and a drop snap picked up by Bell, and Bell just going to throw it downfield and hope something good happens. Broken up by Joseph Tucker.
So that's about the best thing that could have happened right there.
That was a terrible decision by Bell. Sometimes you make those. Mistakes happen.
He was being hunted down.
And speaking of mistakes, everyone has them, but you can get forgiven for yours with accident forgiveness from Farmers Insurance. Go to memphisfarmers.com or call 235-1176 for a quote. And the play is blown dead before it starts. Going to be a false start on Munford. Looks like a little bit of a jump there from Mason Lemon. We'll draw the flag, and Munford will go even further back. Going to be 2nd and about 21 now for the Cougars.
The second half so far has just not provided anything for us. After 39 first half points.
24 officially, 9:02 left in the game, and another miscommunication in the backfield. Bell will pick it up, and he'll get about 10 yards out of it. But Bell, this is 2 miscommunications in the backfield leading to the ball hitting the ground, and Munford been lucky to get it back both times. You're up 32-7, so it's not a huge worry, but you don't want to see your team get lazy at the end of games.
And Bell looks like he may be just getting gassed. He's done a lot. He's ran around a lot tonight.
And we've got a timeout on the field, so we'll have a timeout on the television. You're watching Munford Cougar football here on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
And here we are back at Millington for the M&M Bowl. Munford a commanding lead in the fourth quarter, 32-7, 9:30 to go in this game. As Munford has the ball, 3rd and 12. Now Bell taking the direct snap, just going to run it up the middle. The field was pretty much wide open, and he loses the ball. Fumble recovered by Millington. He fumbles it forward, and then heads up play by the Trojans. Who is it? It is number 18, Joseph Tucker. We've called his name tonight a few times, and he gets the ball back for the Trojans. And now it's Trojan ball, and just the woes continue for ball handling by Jordan Bell in this fourth quarter. We've not seen anything like this from Bell in the rest of the game.
Well, that's what I was mentioning before the break, that he looked like he was just maybe running out of gas a little bit, just kind of limping around a little bit. This is going to be a good moment for Coach Calhoun to teach him how to finish games. But
we'll get to see McCoy Pugh in the Trojan offense one more time at least, and Pugh will get sacked. Oh, gosh, in to start it was DJ Vassar. And then a couple of other, Hunter Perry and one other Cougar in there to clean it up. Credit Vassar with the half sack there, though. He broke through the line. Stopped Pugh's hopes of a pass early. One thing I've noticed that Pugh has to work on, Brandon, is his drop. He does not take enough of a drop while making his read. And I think that doesn't allow for a blocker to have any room for error.
And again,
and he'll throw it there, and he'll find his man, and it will go forward for about 9 yards. The completion to Kamarian Swain.
And we're seeing 2 sophomore quarterbacks out here.
That's
so
true.
Still a lot of growing room for both of them.
Absolutely.
Like I mentioned with Bill, when learning how to finish the games out strong, unless he's dealing with something or just completely gassed.
Absolutely true. They both look great tonight at times, and just look like they both have a few little things in their game to work on. And watch out when they're seniors. Pugh throws a swing pass, and it gets missed, and then a big hit. And legs bend the wrong way as Cerniglia with the hit. You'll see it here. Oh, and he twists the ankle backwards on Jaden Williams. A swing pass, but there were no blockers out there.
I'm glad to see he's bouncing up, because that's just one of those ones that does not look good.
It looked like a hyperextension on that ankle. He's favoring it. It'll bring up 4th down, so the punt team will come in. He is trotting off, so it looks like he'll be okay. Chase Michael will come out and punt once again.
And we're just melting this second half away. 5:56 or 6:56 on the clock. I can't exactly tell.
5:56, I believe. And it's a good punt this time from Michael. Zacarias Hodgen will not field it. And Michael will punt it down to the 31-yard line. So that is about a 44-yard punt for Michael. Excellent job. He's had a couple of less than great punts tonight. That was a good one. 5:41 in the fourth quarter. we think there's a bulb out. It could be 6:41.
Yeah, I can't really tell. It kind of looks like there's a bulb out.
32-7 is the score. Cougars lead. Bell takes the snap and will run, gets a block, now cuts it back to the inside, and now makes another man miss, and now he's going to just cut it out wide, and it is a race to the end zone, and Bell will win. Touchdown, Cougars.
Well, that's a way to bounce back after putting it on the ground last time.
Great blocking on that play all the way through. Good recognition by guys blocking downfield. And it was, I'll tell you what will go unheralded there was Aubrey Durham had a chance to block a man in the back and kept his hands off of him. And Bell able to punch it in for the touchdown and it not get called back. Got a player down on the field right now in the end zone. And I believe, I can't quite see, but I believe that's going to be Danton Yarbrough, who was chasing Bell there. He was the only one with a chance to get Bell, but those legs, Bell just turned on the Jets and he was gone.
Yeah, I think he just needed a breather.
We got an injury on the other side of the field right now. We'll step aside for a moment and come back to bring you the conclusion of the game here in Millington. Munford leads 38-7 in the M&M Bowl from Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
38-7 here after a long touchdown run from Jordan Bell. Touchdown scamper was, I believe, officially 37 yards. And they are stretching out Danton Yarbrough for the Trojans over in the end zone right now. Once they get this sorted out, they're going to have to help him off the field. It's just not been a great fourth quarter in this regard for the Trojans.
But if you're Jordan Bell, how about that bouncing back? Now, that's what you want to do.
He stops in the middle of the run, sees a block, takes a different direction. There's quite a few great blocks on the play. His field vision, his ability to cut back, combined with not committing those horrible block in the back penalties that usually call back big plays like that. It was just a great play from Bell on a great night from Bell. We've seen a great night from Jordan Bell, and more of what we expected to see from him in week one. But it does show you the defense of when you go up against some of those top-tier defenses, how hard it can be, even for an excellent player like Bell.
Oh, yeah, Covington runs so many athletes at you on both sides of the ball. But what I do, to build upon that point, not only Bell, but Arvik White, we've also seen it from Aubrey Durham. A lot of these guys are so good on Munford's side, finding the holes and getting to them quickly and making the right cuts and good footwork.
Absolutely, as we see the extra point by Braxton Brown up and good. That will make the lead 39-7 from the Munford Cougars as we get ready to kick it off again. We'll keep it right here. And the Trojans offense will get to come out on the field one more time at least. But down big, so probably going to see some of the depth chart get some work here.
Well, you know, Chad, Ritter's involvement, Ritter and Tubetown's involvement in this M&M Bowl series, it's not turned out so well for Millington because I believe, I think Munford has won every occasion since we have been broadcasting this series.
If not everyone, close to everyone.
I couldn't remember exactly when we started. It seems like it was 5 or 6 years ago.
I want to say Tommy Clifton's first year at quarterback was our first game at Millington broadcasting for Ritter. he was a 4-year starter and second-year starter now, so that would be 6 games. It's been 6 straight for Munford, so I believe you're right.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long ago. I remember when they marched Tommy Clifton out there as a freshman, and you thought, okay, that kid's going to be around to stay.
And what was really cool, we carried a few Millington games that year, and we got to see Tommy Clifton grow as a player throughout his freshman year and really become a good quarterback over not just that year, but over his career. Short kickoff again, just trying to keep it away from that dangerous return man. Although he will return it and he will get smacked.
He'll pay the price for not many yards.
Bohannon with the hit there on Brandon Warner. And Warner took it, of course. It's been keep away from Cortland Barnes all night on kickoffs for Munford.
So if you are Coach Michael and the Trojans here, what are you looking to work on, or just a message going into next week?
I want to give my receivers more confidence because I think there will be opportunities for them down the road to really work their passing game. And so I'm going to try some short throws, slant routes, things like that. They'll hand it off on first down here, though, and it'll be Williams. He'll get a loss of about 3 there. Nice tackle on the play from Xavier Russell.
Yeah, pressure up the middle from Munford's side has been pretty solid all night.
And now it'll be 2nd and 13. 5:29 to go, so I guess it was a 6 earlier. 5:29 to go in the game. Gonna send a man in motion. A couple of the 2s in the game right now. Delayed handoff goes up the middle and gets about 2 yards. That'll be Williams again on the carry. We see Dylan Chapman in at wide receiver now getting some reps. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 for the Trojans. Play comes in from the sideline. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Williams still in the backfield. Pugh, 3-step drop. Going to throw it over the top. Looking, found a man. He's got his man. That's Ritter. Ritter going to go down and get tackled at the 15-yard line by Akarius Hodgen. But very nice. 60-yard nearly run. 59 yards officially. 59-yard reception.
Well, I couldn't figure out if that was a good pass by Pugh or a bad pass by Pugh. I like the footwork, but when the pass was released, I couldn't make up my mind. It ended up very well.
Garrett Ritter, listed on the depth chart as a quarterback, comes in at receiver and gives Millington their biggest reception of the night. Akarius Hodgins saving that one from being a touchdown. Tremendous speed he has to run him down, but don't take anything away from that reception and run by Ritter. And now we've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Pugh will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Williams. Williams will bounce it to the left, and he will get taken down. That's Bridges on the tackle for Munford, and the play will go for no gain. Now some substitutions for Millington. Back to their 1s, it looks like, in the red zone. Williams is still in the backfield, but they've got Yarbrough and Warner back in the game. Pugh brings Yarbrough over to the left side. He'll take the snap, looking deep into the end zone, overthrown for Warner. Looking for the fade route to Warner in the end zone, overthrown. And that will bring up 3rd down. They can get a first down at the 5-yard line. 3:26 to go here in the fourth quarter. Millington wants to get this score. You can tell they put their first string back in to try to punch this in, get another 7 points on the scoreboard. Here's Pugh taking the snap, drops back, passes. He was expecting, it looks like he was expecting Gutierrez to run the out. Gutierrez ran the in. And that is a miscommunication that leads to fourth down. These are the things they got to work on, Brandon.
Well, and that's why you still had time left in this fourth quarter. That's why you kind of abandoned, time and score at this point if you're Coach Michael, because it's looking ahead now.
Gutierrez off, Ritter back in the game.
Yeah, speaking of Ritter Communications, Tubetown across the river. Greene County Tech has defeated Westside on Tubetown on YouTube. 27-15 the final score there. So Greene County Tech starts out week 1 in Arkansas up 1-0. Westside will fall to 0-1 early in the season. It is the kickoff for high school football, like I said, on the west side of the river in Arkansas.
We'll get a timeout here, but we'll keep it here as I look for some scores from around the area in West Tennessee for you. The Munford Cougars here, of course, leading 39-7 over the Millington Trojans. Covington leads Jackson Northside 48-14. Haywood defeated Cordova 55-0. Fayette Ware over McNary Central 28-7. Halftime last score update to come from that one. Ripley is leading Crockett County right now 20-14. Fayette Academy defeated Halls 42-0. And Arlington defeated East 47-12. And now we get ready to go back to play here at Mooney Boswell Field in the M&M Bowl. Munford leaving here with their 7th straight win in the M&M Bowl. Big time redemption after the loss at Covington last week. Millington will have to face Covington. They're in the same division. Pugh passes to the end zone. It is caught. It is a touchdown by Warner. It is a great pass on a slant route, but an even better catch by Warner. Nicely placed, nicely caught, held on to into the end zone. He was afraid he was going to get a celebration penalty there. So Warner wasn't ejected.
I was freaked out by the lights. That's the first time
that was
had
on purpose. Celebratory lights. Yeah.
I don't recall they did that on their first touchdown.
I don't think they did.
So I was freaking out for a minute. We're still on the air, which is a great thing.
All right. So 39-13 now as Chase Michael will kick the extra point. It is blocked. It is blocked and no good. The block coming in from, guess who? Hunter Gill. Hunter Gill had a blocked field goal, now has a blocked extra point for the Cougars. So the score will remain at 39-13, 3:09 left to go in this one as Munford with a commanding lead in the 2021 M&M Bowl, brought to you by Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Next Friday, tune in to Ritter either via Facebook or on Tubetown with your Ritter subscription. Douglas at Munford will be the game. We'll be back down in Munford at Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium to see them host Douglas. And Millington will go on to play Covington next week. That game will be in Covington, and that will be quite the uphill battle for this Millington team. But they have moved into the same division as Covington now. They, for a long time, were 4A. Redistricting of schools after the merger caused Millington to be a much smaller school, and so they've dropped down to 3A, which puts them in with Covington now. Michael with the kickoff. It's going to fall short and be let to run out of bounds. Very close to being touched on the foot by accident, but I think he got out of bounds first by Mason Mattel. So they will get the flag, and the Cougars will get the ball out at the 35. You got to imagine they're just going to keep it on the ground here, try to put this one away.
Yep, they can melt off another 3 minutes. Make the short trip back up the highway to Munford. Get ready for next week. And I am glad to see the Millington put together something on that, if it is potentially their final drive of the night, to go forward. And they'll get a taste. Maybe they can review the Ritter Communications broadcast from last week and get a little study film on Covington.
That's what I do every week before I watch last week's game. Hand off now, bouncing it off the outside. It is Bohannon. And, no, I'm sorry, it is Durham. And Durham will get about 14 yards there for the first down. Clock will continue to run here for Munford.
And again, showing the multiple ways and just the dynamic offense that Munford can hit you with.
Don't forget, you can get gig speed internet with no data caps from Ritter Communications, South Tipton County, where Munford is located. Prime location to get some of that internet. Had it myself for a long time before I moved out of the service area. Bell in the shotgun takes the snap. He'll hand it. Oh, no, he'll keep it himself. Good decision, too. Get about 4 yards on the carry, as they had the option covered up there, but bit on the fake to Durham there. Bell is hobbling a little bit. And to me, if you're Slade Calhoun, coach of the Munford Cougars, here you see your star quarterback hobbling, you just pull him off, put the other guy in.
And that's what I noticed on the drive that he fumbled. He's put in a lot of work here tonight. But he does look like something may just be nagging him just a little bit.
3 receivers in this set. Bell take the snap, hand it off to Durham. Durham makes a man miss. That was a great cutback by Durham, and he punches it ahead, and he gets another 13 yards.
See, that's what I'm saying. Munford has several elusive backs, because I doubt we even see White anymore tonight.
No, White's done his job for the night. Although at some point you'd like to see him, maybe if they get it close, let White just punch one in, because he's yet to score on the season.
A minute left. So a couple more plays here, and that will be the ball game.
It's still letting the clock run. The officials are switching out the football for something, and I think they were acting like it was a lack of air in the football is the reason they were switching it out, that it had gone flat or something. But I don't know now. Just time to take a knee here for the Cougars. Victory formation as Munford celebrates its 7th straight rivalry win over the Trojans that live just down the road on Highway 51. And probably, no, that'll be the last knee they have to take. That will be the ball game. Munford walks away with a victory, 39-13 here over the Millington Trojans in the 82nd M&M Bowl. It has been our pleasure to bring this to you on Ritter Communications. Be sure to tune in next week. We'll be back in Munford. They'll be taking on Douglas. You can catch all the action right here, Ritter Communications, the Ritter Communications Facebook page. If you missed any of the action, catch the replay on the Facebook page or on Tubetown's YouTube page. We also have the games up from the Arkansas area as well, so you can check those out. For Brandon Reed and everyone else here at Ritter Communications, Nathan on the camera, it's Chad Gatlin. We'll see you next week.